Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, it's Tony Snap. We haven't got on in a while. We're taking over this show today because Will and Chavi are out. So we're going to go over the two-start pitchers. We're going to go the most added pitchers and hitters. We're going to go over rivalry or the so-called rivalry week and talk about baseball, players that you need to add. And what right person to talk to than Tony Snap. This guy likes to trade players in fantasy and, you know, before we start, though, I want to know how you're doing, Tony. How's everything, dude?
I'm doing good, man. Happy to
Yeah,
see you. Feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know you don't
Um,
you don't want to come on the show anymore, man. What's going
hey,
on with
man, I
that?
need I need a day or two notice, so I
What
can
you
get
mean? You
ready.
need a whole month notice, dude. I've been
So I
trying to
can
get you
get
on the
ready.
show forever.
It feels
All
like
right,
that.
it does, man. We have a lot of fantasy news to go over today, so hopefully you guys bear with us. If you have any questions, we do have the comment section here, and we'll try to answer it to the best of our abilities here. I do have the giant sign back here, so if you guys see it, good. It's the toilet seat, and yeah. Dude, let's get started with the most added players, dude. And these are side. And I mean, I don't know what you want to say about these guys, but I have them here. I have the most added hitters in this week is Miguel Vargas and Eloy Jimenez, and they've been pretty much killing it, right? They've been one of those players that like kind of been on it this week, this past week. And are they a good ad for fantasy owners
Well, definitely Eloy Jimenez should be added into every roster already. If you guys see him out
already?
on yeah, he should already be on like everybody's roster. And if he's not, if you're like in a 10-man league and you see him out on the waiver wire, go ahead and pick him up. I would do so. The only thing that worries me about Jimenez would be health. Um,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that probably shies me away. If I don't have like a decent if outfielder, then I'm definitely looking at him and I'll just bite the strikeout rate that he has. It's a high strikeout rate too. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that power potential's there, so definitely pick him up. Um, you know,
Mhm.
uh, More than likely it shows because I really haven't been following Eloy Jimenez. I do know that he had a
Yeah.
slow start.
Yeah.
Um, so hopefully,
There's a
and I
lot
think
of
he already
players that have low slow starts, though. A lot of
Miguel
players
Vargas
that have
being
slow
one of
starts.
them. He's finally popping
Yeah.
off right now.
Yeah.
And that,
And
that
that's
he, if you see him, definitely pick that guy up. A lot of Dodger players, aside from like Taylor or something like that, I probably wouldn't be picking up. But
yeah.
definitely Miguel Vargas, especially because he has his two-way. He's a two-way player right now. I think he's
Hmm.
eligible at second and first, and second's kind of like it's not that deep of a position, so
Yeah.
I would definitely be picking
Especially
up Vargas.
Yeah, especially with Altuve out. If you have Altuve out and he's still on your roster, why not pick up Miguel Vargas? I think it's a good pickup if he's out there, though. There's a lot of, especially here in our show, there's a lot of people from the Dodgers, like, and they know who that guy is. But maybe for the East Coast, they don't know who Miguel Vargas is. So maybe that's a good pickup for them. That's the most added plus this week. There's more, right? There's
Uh,
you can talk about pitching as well, and when we
mhm.
talk about pitching,
Well, I wanted to.
these names, yeah, okay, go ahead. If we want to add more hitters, we can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if we're gonna talk about hitters, definitely Jaron Duran with the Boston Red Sox.
Boston Red
He'd
Sox.
probably be more available than like Eloy Jimenez. Duran should probably
Yeah,
be out there. He's probably already taken though, because he has been on a hot streak. He'd
yeah,
definitely be tearing the ball off. Like I think he's almost got an OPS of like 900, well, batting
dude. But
average.
this guy, the Red Sox have been playing good baseball too. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta understand that too, and that's why this guy is playing a little bit more better too. You that chemistry, I guess, is getting together, and the
Yeah.
old guys with the new guys. So it's not a bad pickup. I'm trying to look for how much he's owned out there. I can't find. I can't. My computer's kind of
Well, I could
slow,
find it
but
real quick. Um,
yeah, yeah,
like I said,
yeah,
on CBS he's owned at 55%, so he's more than
yeah,
likely available out there for a couple of people. On
yeah.
Yahoo, he's only owned at 49%, so he's
Wow.
definitely out there. He's
Uh
definitely
huh.
out there for a lot of leagues. So I would
Okay.
go pick that guy up like quick.
Now.
And also, yeah, yeah, I do like him. He was a former high prospect. I think last
Okay.
year was his like first year, but he didn't really come into his own. As some rookies usually do. They don't perform up to what's expected or
Yeah.
projected.
Hmm.
But it was his first year. But we are starting to see that power and that speed combination come through this year. So hopefully he keeps it up, and I am definitely looking at him right now.
You're just
Uh,
looking at him, but you don't know if you're going to pick him up.
well, it's because we're in a 10-man league, so it's a little
Yeah.
difficult. My outfielder right now is not the best, but it's also hasn't been letting me down. So
Yeah.
so I'm not really looking at that. But if I was in a 12-team league or anything higher than that, definitely pick him up now. If you have more than likely you have a struggling player out there, so
Yeah.
if you can make a drop for Duran with the Red Sox, definitely go do that. Also, not on a higher note, but definitely up there. Harold Ramirez with the Tampa Bay Blue Rays, the
Dang.
Tampa
Blue
Bay
Rays.
Devil Rays.
Right. Devil Rays. They're wearing the jersey today. Devil Rays, but it's the Rays because some people get offended by the first name I just said, and I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh, oh my goodness! But yeah,
But yeah, yeah, you know how it is. It's
yeah.
sensitive times, and that's yeah. That
So
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at
yeah.
that.
Well, with Harold Ramirez, the only thing that worries me about him is his playing time. Being with the Rays organization does do a lot of analytics. So whenever a lefty or a righty are on the mound, they'll switch up their entire roster or their entire lineup based on
Yeah,
that. So Ramirez, until he starts showing that he can hit both lefties and righties, then he'll probably be getting more playing time. But at this point, he is playing like maybe like 4 out of the 7 days or 5 out of the 7 days, but
yeah.
he's still producing. So if he keeps it up, he might be doing the starter, forcing Tampa's hand.
You know
But yeah,
what?
those are the
Tampa
other
has
two
a bunch of stars though. They have a bunch of
young,
stars in that team.
like
Young, talented guys there. So
yeah,
it's not a bad
yeah,
pick. It's not a bad pick if you really think about it.
yeah. He'll
I wanted to
definitely
ask
come.
you though. I wanted to ask you since you're on that topic of fielders, you have Chris Tucker that's kind of struggling right now. He's gone what 2 for his last 22, and
Something like that.
yeah, right. He's not doing what he's supposed to. He does have the same numbers. It's not that he's super way down, and the Astros are slowly gaining momentum again. They are the Astros. They have all that talented team there. Is that something that you look for? Like if you have your struggling outfielder and he's one of your top picks, like a Tucker is one of the top picks, right? So would
Yeah.
you put him on the bench to try to put the outfielders you just mentioned?
Yeah. If I'm able to drop like someone else that's not producing as well, I would definitely be picking up Duran. Duran has a outfield eligibility. So if I'm looking to
Yeah.
the Blu-rays, I know don't even. It's the Cinco del Drinko, bro. It's the Cinco del Drinko that got me all messed up. Uh, but but yeah, I would be looking at Duran. If Tucker's kind of like he's kind of been slow right now, but he did get hit in the head
Yeah,
not
he's
not
slow.
too long ago or something like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
he got like
Yeah.
banged up at like short or second at second base. I think he was stealing and the
Oh
ball
yeah, he
hit him.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happened. He was stealing, the ball hit him in the head, and then ever since then he's kind of been a little bit off. More than likely, it's just probably soreness or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried too much about him, but if you can drop somebody and kind of want to just bench Tucker for the meantime, Durant is a good pickup from on my end.
Cool, man. That's really good knowledge right now. And those are the top hitters, Tony. And the first two that I mentioned, we'll send those two players because they're the most at it. But Tony wanted to add more because he has knowledge on fantasy baseball, and he's won a few championships, and he's dealing with the World Pot Classic right now too. So
Yeah,
we haven't even mentioned that the World Pot Classic. I don't even know how we're doing on that. How are we doing with that, Tony?
we're 3-1 right now. Um, I,
Dang.
I I think we're doing pretty well considering that some
Yeah.
of our players aren't producing. Gabriel doesn't like the team
Yeah.
so much. Gabriel's like a co-manager
Yeah,
in
I think
there,
that's
and
Gabriel.
that's Gabriel. Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
he uh he likes his studs, I guess. But I like to look at like
He's too perfect sometimes though. He's too
he's too.
perfect sometimes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That kind of
Like
hurts
like
you
like
sometimes. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So what I wanted to mention, since we brought Gabriel up, and he's a Nolan Arenado fan, and you know how Nolan Arenado is not playing all that great.
Struggling.
He's chasing a lot of balls outside. He's not hitting. His exit velocity is not as high as it's been the years past. He's not on it like he's been before. Is that something to panic about? Because the Cardinals are not playing good baseball right now. And I just saw a video not too long ago before we started this show on Yadier Molina. Yadier Molina doesn't play for the Cardinals anymore, so he was a team captain, basically a coach out there, which is Persinski from the catcher from back in 2004, 2005 from the White Sox. A lot of Angel fans hate this guy. Just honorable mention, but Yadier Molina is a coach out there on the field, and without him out there, I feel like for some reason the Cardinals don't have a team captain there, so they're kind of debating who's going to take that role. So, Arenado, is that something to worry about?
No, no, definitely
No.
not. I would say that Arenado has never had those kind of stats that stand out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
he's never really had like yeah he does have like I don't know how to explain it, but like it doesn't worry me because by the end of the year he's always like a top 50 player for
Yeah.
years and years, and until I get, and we're only a month in,
Yeah.
if we're going into like June, and like if all of May happens and he's
Yeah.
still struggling like this, then maybe I'll start looking at like trading him off, and I'll be selling low, but even then it kind of scares me, because third base is also not that deep. And
It's not.
I don't know what I would be able to find on the waiver wire that will be able to match the production that Arenado can. Even though he's not
Yeah.
living up to his projections right now, I
Yeah.
don't, like I said, his analytics or the numbers have never really shown Arenado to be a great hitter, but he just finds
Yeah.
a way year after year. We occasionally get those type of players, where their stat lines show that they're bad, but they're actually producing really well. And
Hmm.
then you see players that their stat lines and their, on the baseball savant, everything's on red and this and that, but it doesn't translate on the field, like
Yeah.
they're only like they average 2 points a day, where Arenado is
Yeah.
probably like in the mid section, but he's averaging 4 points a game. So
Yeah.
Arenado doesn't worry me right now. Again, it's only a month of baseball. I
And
feel like it
since
still
it's
gets
a third,
cold.
yes. Yeah, yeah. Since it's a third baseman, let's talk about Machado. Is that another guy that worries you?
Oh
I mean, they
man,
are going to play the Dodgers. They are going to play the
yeah,
Dodgers today. So I'm pretty sure he's going to turn it back on today,
yeah. I
right?
feel like I feel like a lot of those players on the San Diego team, um, they work off of the crowd a lot, and
Yeah,
when they're at home, they're really good too.
yeah.
But also, like they I feel like they taken on that role, kind of like Houston did a few years ago, or when they had
Hmm.
the cheating scandal. You know, a
Yeah,
lot of fans didn't like them; they would boo them and stuff like that, and then the team is ultimately kind of like the bad team, or not bad as in like they suck, but like bad, like oh they're the villains. And I feel like a few teams actually, or a few players would relish
WTF?
off of that. So yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think they're gonna be fine. Honestly, I think they're gonna be fine and they're gonna start
Okay,
hitting.
okay.
And
Well,
Machado's probably just a little cold as well. Once everybody's in that lineup
yeah,
firing on all cylinders, um, it's gonna be tough.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely
if
buy
we
low.
haven't hit
But
that
if
like
anything,
buy low, buy low.
you buy low on both of those guys, Arenado and Machado. Buy low if you can, or if not, just even give up somebody that's even close to that type of player. Um,
Yeah,
like Machado and Arenado were probably like second round guys, third round guys. So probably offer somebody that you got in the third or fourth round for those type of players. A round behind, who are producing right now. That's what I would try to
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Well, I'm holding on to Machado for today to see how he does because I'm pretty sure he's going to do good. Dodgers are
Yeah.
in town over there in San Diego. If you haven't hit that like, make sure you hit that like, and you haven't hit that subscribe, make sure you subscribe. We are up to 335 from 270, which is amazing. We're doing pretty good, I guess. But we want to get to that 500 mark. That's our goal right now. And if we can
Yeah.
hit that like, that'll help us out a lot. Let's keep it going, man.
And subscribe.
Yeah, yeah, and subscribe. Yeah, let's keep it going, dude. With the pitching, I know pitching in a lot of leagues, it's one of those things where it produces the most points or gets you that lead, right? Not a lot of
Yes.
leagues do points, but we're talking points, why not, right? The two starters that Will said that are the most added this week, or was it last week? This week. Was Eduardo Rodriguez and Ethan Evaldi. So Nathan Evaldi, sorry. Both were Red Sox back in last year, I believe.
The
And then
World
this year you
Series,
had
right?
the 2018. That's when they were with the Red Sox. I don't know when they
Didn't they
left.
win though?
Yeah, they won the World Series in 2018 with the Red
All
Sox.
right. World
So
Series
yeah,
players right
yeah,
there.
man.
They're good.
but
They're
you,
good.
but I just wanted to say before you go on, Eduardo Rodriguez, dude, this guy has a 1.81 ERA and 7 starts. I didn't see that coming, dude. Seriously, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming, but I read somewhere, or either I read it, or I saw it on the uh, what is it, FPT, the Fantasy
Yeah.
Baseball Today, where Scott
Mm-hmm.
White is. Somebody,
Yeah.
either somebody on there said it, or I read it somewhere. But he's projected to be in the top five ERA remainder of the season. So
Really?
he's yeah, he's projected to
What?
be in the top five ERA pitchers. So if
Wow.
he's out there, go get him now and just hold on. And you know what else can happen? Because I think he's on his like third year, and I think he's
Uh
eligible
huh.
to be traded. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
if he's
He's with the
traded to a
Detroit
good team,
Tigers,
but that's what
and
I'm
the
saying.
Tigers aren't not doing all that well.
What did they trade him to the Red Sox
So,
again? He
you know,
goes
you
back
can
to the
probably be
Sox.
on, and then he sucks. Imagine. Damn.
I think he's
Because sometimes these pitchers can't deal with the fans out there sometimes, man. Look at
yeah.
how the
Well, he's already
Yankees
been
are
there.
doing. Yeah, he's already been there, but look at how the Yankees, like, they had what's his name? The guy that went with the Twins, and he's pitching lights out too. I can't think of his name. I
Sonny
had his
Gray.
name. He's Sonny Gray, dude. Like, he's pitching really good out there, and he couldn't
Yeah.
do it in New York. So
As,
I
Joey
mean, I don't
Gallo,
know.
another guy.
Another guy. He's
Another
doing
guy.
all
Joey
right.
Gallo's going
He's
on.
not doing great, but he's doing all right,
He's hitting
right?
bombs. He's still in that
Yeah.
220 average. But he was never expected to hit above that. He was never expected to be like
Nah,
a mid guy around 250, 260. He was always projected to
nah.
be a 220 guy, but a 220 guy with 30 plus home runs. You know, and
That's true. That's true.
I think without that pressure now, he is producing. Another guy who no longer has that type of pressure, or maybe at all the eyeballs on him, is Cody Bellinger, dude. That guy,
Yeah.
I feel like
Cody
that he
Bellinger.
did need a change of scenery to help him out, and he
Yeah.
and hopefully he can sustain it, because just what was it, 4 years ago he was a MVP candidate,
Yeah.
and then like 5 years ago he did win the MVP, Rookie of the Year almost, right? Or am I tripping?
No, he won the Rookie of the Year. He won the MVP, and he's a World Series champion. So he did everything already. Now he just has to
Yeah,
put it back together and try to come back and get that big contract. Um, Dude, the thing is with him is that everybody knows that he can do it, and you just said it. He needed a change of scenery, and whoever has him, like, I think you should hold on to him because I feel like he's one of those special
definitely.
players that's gonna. either kind of give you those extra points to win. And if he's out there, which I doubt, because he's 89% owned. But if he is out there, why don't you just give him a try? Because it's barely the beginning of the season, and then once they get into mid-season form, which they're not, we just
Ooh.
talked about Machado and Arenado. They're gonna get on it. So we'll see. Any other pitchers you want to talk about that before we move on with the next?
Well, Bryce Miller with the
Ah,
Seattle Mariners. He should be on that list too of
Seattle
the
Mariners.
most added because with Robbie Ray going down for the entire season with that, did he have Tommy John? I don't know, but it was a season-ending injury.
No,
Um,
I don't think he
Robbie,
has. Not yet.
I think so. I'm not
Robbie
really
what?
sure, but I know his season's done. His Robbie Ray season is done, which opens the door for Bryce Miller. And during his debut, he struck out like I want to say 9 or 10 batters. Um,
Dang,
I'm not really sure, but he scored
that's
like
not bad.
26 points in our league, which is really good. You know,
Yeah.
so Bryce Miller is a guy. Andrew Heaney is another guy that I'm looking for this coming week. I think he starts twice this week. Um,
Oh, he's a two starter. We'll probably see him on there right now
yeah,
once we
yeah.
get to that point. But you have
Um,
a good point on that one.
let me see who else. Like most added. Well, definitely those Indian pitchers. There were some prospects that were recently called up.
Wait. Correction. The Guardians. The Guardians. The Guardians.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry.
You're
Um,
good. You're good.
Tanner
I have
BB.
trouble with that too, man. I'm
I always
barely
forget,
adapting to the new name.
but
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
funny though,
It's
because
just
like
I
whenever
know
I
about
hear
the Indians
somebody,
too.
yeah, yeah, whenever I hear somebody say the Indians, I correct them too. Like that's the Guardians now. But sometimes I catch myself too saying Indians. So
Yeah, I catch
but yeah,
myself all the time, dude. It's not
yeah,
my
yeah.
fault.
I mean, we're just used to it. We
Yeah,
grew up with it. It was around for 30 plus years of our lives. But
yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
uh, those prospects coming over from the Guardians, um, Tanner Beebe and Logan Allen. So those are the two guys that I would be looking at adding if they're probably gone, but if they're still out there, I would go grab those guys.
Of course, and I did see that BB was one of those players that you should go grab. I was looking at a Menard league, and I'm like, no, we won't. I won't get to see none of these because I play. Look, I play with a bunch of the guys like this guy here, and Will and Chavi. Oh my god, I by the time I start learning about a player, they're already picked up. Like
They're gone. They're
I could be,
gone.
yeah, they're gone. Seriously, dude. We have these other guys that play in the league that are really good as well. So now these guys have competition getting these players,
Yes,
and they go on the chat and they're like, "What the hell? They already picked them up."
they're gone already,
So it's
dude.
kind of like it's kind of funny, but that's how it is. And when you start playing with people that know how to play the game and are focused on this, it's hard to do it. But it's fun. At the end of the day, it's really fun. You start learning about players. You start learning about how to strategize, and this is what we do, and this is how you win your league because these guys prepare you for it, right? And that's what we're doing here. Dude, is there any other pitcher that you have before we move to the two start pitchers?
Padift? Probably
Who?
Brandon Padift. It's a
Pat.
prospect with the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
He didn't have he probably would be out there. Big BB and Allen probably won't, but Padiff might be out there because his debut didn't go as smoothly as those other two.
Okay.
Padiff probably gave up like 4 or 5 runs. I really don't remember the stat line, but I know it
Yeah.
wasn't great. I know
Okay.
because I do have him in our
World Pod
podcast
Classic.
league. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
have him in that league. I was able to pick him up. I was too late on Logan and BB, so the next best option was Patif,
Uh,
and unfortunately he didn't have a good outing. So he is lowly rostered. He's not
okay.
rostered like at those other guys because those other guys had like really good debuts. But
Yeah.
Padif is another guy that I would probably be giving him a longer leash because he had a good he was good during AAA, you know. So
Okay. All
and
right.
then just knowing the Diamondbacks, they had Zach Gallen as one of their top prospects not too long ago, and I mean we all know his pedigree and what he can do. So if they're also high on Padif, then I am too. I'll take their word.
You'll take their word for it. You're like, yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. All right, so let's move on, man. Let's go into the injury report. I should have done this at the beginning. We do have Jacob Degrom that's going to the IL with forearm tightness, and you know what that means. We already talked, Tony, about this. When someone has something in the forearm, we automatically think it's Tommy John surgery. A lot of people may argue that, and we might get in a fight and argument, but it's a friendly argument, and it's fine. It's fine. It's good. You know, like Kershaw had this strain before he went to the IL for a forearm, I guess, tightness, and we thought the worst. We thought that they were going to go into have a Tommy John surgery, but you know he's not. It looks like he's going to be off 2 months. Tony, is that what you said, or because you're the one that has this man? So I think you you kind of like kind of know what's going on with this guy, right? Did you hear me? Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
yeah,
I definitely heard you. I was just
yeah.
munching. I figured since we're not on camera, I could sneak in a couple of snacks. But yeah, Degrom is definitely um, an anxiety just throughout the entire season. I had him last year as well. And if you had him last year with the Mets,
WTF?
any Mets fan will tell
Yeah,
you this is the same old song and dance. You always hear this with Degrom. He comes back for 2 games and then he's out for 5, 6 starts, and then he comes back for another two, and then he's out for three, and comes back for one, and then is out for the entire season. And it
yeah,
sucks to say,
yeah.
you know,
It
because
sucks.
DeGrom has been kind of showing that trend. But when DeGrom is out on the field, he is pretty much the number one pitcher in all of baseball. Um, so
I agree with
given
you. I agree with
gi-
you. He is the number one pitcher. Yeah.
it, but only when he's healthy, you know. So what's
Yeah. Only when he's healthy.
how is he and that's a big if, last year and the year before that, when he's been only been getting a couple of starts here and there. Last year I think he only had like 11 starts. This year he's up to like 6, but he's already missed like one,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
already on the IL right now. So it's frustrating as an owner, to have someone like Jacob DeGrom, just knowing his trends, how he is. But I feel like you always got to give that upside. You have to try to play, because if he does do it, then he's your league winner. He's gonna if he is healthy. I think I told you, Carlos. I would rather him be hurt now, and then in a month or two come back healthy and get me through to the promised land, which is the playoffs. If he can
All
get me
right.
there.
We have a hold on. We got a question in Dynasty League. Should I trade Ian Happ for Ricky Tideman? What do you think, man? This was a good question, actually. Thank you,
It's a
Hayden.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Hayden. I appreciate it, but I am not familiar with dynasty leagues. That is a question that will probably be able to answer. I will
Yeah.
let him know. If you can, maybe later on when the video's over, or the live is over, you can just go back to the video and submit your question again, and we'll have Will follow up with you, because I am not too familiar with Ricky Tadman, and I hate to steer you away, but I do like Ian Happ. I'll tell you that much. Ian Happ is very consistent. Um, I think he bats in the top order, maybe first or second of that Cubs lineup. And I think we mentioned earlier, they have been sneaky good. So, are you still there, Carlos? Mm, I think he's
Yo,
coming
I'm
back on.
back. I'm
All
back.
right,
My
all right.
bad, dude. I didn't mean to leave you by yourself. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, whoa.
That was crazy.
uh, yeah, sorry, Hayden. I'm just not familiar with the dynasty. This is my first year actually joining the dynasty league, so maybe next year I'll probably be able to answer your question a lot better. But at this point in time, I would say just comment, and then we'll have Will follow up with you. But
Yeah,
Ian
and you know
Happ
what
is
the
good
crazy?
though.
Yeah, but the if it wasn't Dynasty, we can probably answer it this way. If that trade happened in any other league, would you make that trade?
No, just because I'm not really
No.
high on rookies. So it like let's just say Ian Happ for Jaren Duran, who I mentioned earlier being most added player, doing really good with a
Yeah.
former prospect. I would still probably be hesitant on that trade, just because
Yeah.
I like proven players better. I think Ian Happ is on his third year of his season. So and he's last year wasn't great, but we did see like a surge towards the end of the season, and he has been keeping that up this season so far. So personally, I would probably hold on just to have a little bit longer. If they offered me like Duran for Hap, so again, I don't know Ricky, so I will probably just decline for now.
Yeah. All right, we got another one right here. I don't know if I'm saying it, Jeep Man. I guess I said it, Barlow or Lange. I mean,
It's
I
Barlow
keep
or
cutting off,
Lang.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Um, I would probably hold on to Barlow just because he is the Royals' top closer, and I think he is also I think he is better. And Lang's with Detroit, so I think Lang is with Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. So I would definitely probably just do Barlow just because of his track record the season before. Barlow
Hmm.
was on the top 10 closers, and Lang I think is fairly new or at least kind of just up and coming. I and on the Tigers, I'm not really sold on that. I would go Barlow.
Nice, dude. I keep cutting off, man. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm trying to fix it
Yeah,
right now. I'm trying to get everything logged off so I can not log out. Log out. We're trying to answer your questions, and if we're not answering correctly, are bad. But we will get those questions onto Will if Tony can't answer them for sure. I try to help as much, but it's I kind of tied up right now. My thing's not working. Nothing's working
yeah.
for me right now, dude. It kind of
Well,
sucks.
right now right now we were currently talking about like news, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I would say that it's something that affects everybody, and also um well, just because everybody he's already owned on every league is Ronald Acuna, who was
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he played today, but yesterday he fouled off a ball on his
off his knee.
knee,
Yeah.
which is I believe it's the same knee that he had that ACL surgery on,
No,
right?
it's not. It's not. It's not.
Oh,
It's
it's
the
not.
other one. It's the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
other
well
one.
but it's still that was still like a pretty bad hit. It was like right on the kneecap too,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
hopefully he can come back. I don't know. I haven't seen any other news whether or not like imaging or anything like that.
Or anything took place, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. Just that he got hurt. And
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's
I don't know.
fine.
You want me to go
But
through a couple of people? I also took down notes. You said go over some news, and the only thing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
newsworthy for me was like injuries. You know, I'm like
No, and that's
waiting on.
fine. Yeah, because the injuries are really good. You have Tyler Glass now coming. He's throwing in I guess it's double A today. So we'll see how that turns out. And if you do have him, I mean he's back. He's gonna come back. But how long is he gonna be back in the majors for? Kind of like what we just talked about. What's his name? Not Syndergaard.
DeGrom.
Why did I have Singer Degrom? But that's one of those pitchers too that he has like a glass arm where he throws hard and he's really good, but he gets
Yes.
injured year after year. So hopefully his start, and if you do have him on the IL, he does come back to the Rays, and the Rays are playing great baseball right now. They're doing things that are unimaginable with players that I really don't know. A lot of players there. I mean, now I know, but there's a lot of unknown players there. A lot of young studs that are playing good baseball. So you have who else is coming back? You have you just had Verlander come back Thursday. He gave up two runs. I don't think that's bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Taking in consideration, he only pitched 5 innings, so that's another one that just came back. You have all these pitchers coming back. You have
Mhm.
what's the other one? McCullers is another one. He already started throwing, and I think I believe next week he's going to throw a minor league game. So if you have
Oh.
him, like that's good news. That's good
Yeah,
news.
yeah.
So
And I think
That's another good pitcher.
um who else? Tristan McKenzie. He
Mm,
started a few bullpen sessions not too
yeah,
long ago. I
yeah,
don't know if it was today or yesterday. He did do a bullpen session, so that's good.
yeah.
Rendon suffered a little bit of a setback, or is it Rodon
Rodon,
or
Rodon,
Rodon? Rodon.
Rodon from the
Yeah, yeah.
Yankees. From the
hmm
Yankees. Yeah,
He's been having some like back spasms or some type of back issue, so
yeah,
they're gonna give him a cortisone shot and see how he reacts, and hopefully it doesn't hold up his time frame to come back to the field.
yeah. Because those are solid pitchers, especially the Yankees need these type of pitchers too to come back. Because
Yes,
I feel like they got the injury bug, and they're in the tough East. And if these pitchers don't come back, they're gonna fall even further back
yeah. Severino
from
also is
from
scheduled.
from the
While we're speaking on the Yankees,
Severino's another one.
Severino, yeah, he
Yeah,
also is going out for. I think he has a rehab start sometime this coming week. I think
yeah,
he
he does.
does.
It's
Yeah,
the next week, not this week.
yeah,
So he should be fine. He should be ready to come back. So all these pitchers that are in the IL now, I think it's something that you need to hold on to until they become eligible because, like we said in the beginning of the show, pitching is one of those things that it might not be a big thing in your league, but this can make a difference because that one start a week or two start a week can make the difference with these solid
yeah.
pitchers that are in the IL right now, right? So
And
that's something that we got to keep in mind.
yeah, and I think pitching is always key because if you have like, let's just say your league allows five batters or five bench spots. If
Yeah,
you spend all five bench spots on a hitter, you're not going to be able to play them every week. You got to be selective on when you can play them, when and sometimes it's really difficult to select like the right matchups. But when you have a pitcher, um, it makes it really easy to just plug and play. Just put him in there, and whatever he gets, he gets. So I feel like pitching is always key
yeah,
to any fantasy baseball team. Really depends on how your system, how the point system is set up, or how the roto system is set up. But pitching
yeah,
is always key. Adam Wainwright, another guy, he's coming back. Carlos, we were just talking
yeah,
um about who's gonna be that leader in the Cardinals lineup or in the Cardinals roster.
yeah.
Wainwright, he's been around for a long time.
The
Veteran
captain.
presence. Yeah, maybe he rights the ship.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so I got the Barlow and Lange, dude. They're both in the Tigers. They're so Alex Lange is a closer as well, and he has 5 saves. His ERA is a 1.23 right now. Like
he's not
I
with
don't
the
know why
Royals
he was
anymore.
taking. No, he was.
Barlow got
That's
traded.
Barlow. No, Barlow's there. I just brought up
I
the.
I've always known him to be. Well, they might have traded him. So I don't know.
I don't know what.
Barlow is with Kansas City, bro,
Yeah, with Kansas City and Detroit, and Lange
and
is
Lang
with
is with the.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lang. There, I said it.
I'll still
Said it
go with
wrong.
Barlow, man. I'll hold on to
Because
Barlow
of
because
the experience,
yeah,
has
the
an
previous
extra.
track
Yeah.
record.
Okay.
He just because of what he did last year. I would
Okay.
still stick with that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, let's move on, man. We do have the two start pitchers, which we said we were going to put on here, and I didn't because my internet's lagging. The questions are lagging. I'm sorry for all this. Like, I don't know what's going on with our internet. They're slowing it down on purpose, I say, because they want to make more money and make us pay more money for expensive ass freaking internet. All right, here's the list. The list is there. If you see any pictures that are available, who would it be, Tony, for you to pick up so you can have a two start and a good two-start pitcher here?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I
Yeah.
just having a little technical difficulties.
Uh huh.
Um,
That's the theme of the show so far, huh?
yeah, I would definitely Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney is not owned in a lot of leagues, and because of his matchups, I would say Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney's owned in like 58% leagues in uh in Yahoo and about like 30 to 40% in ESPN. And
Okay.
if you're in a points league, definitely go after Andrew Heaney just because of his matchups. Not just because of that, he's also been very good lately. Not very good, but very serviceable.
Yeah.
He has it. He's not going to hurt your team. He's a big strikeout kind of guy, and he's facing two of the most strikeout teams out there, which is Seattle. I think they're like in third in
Mm-hmm.
most strikeouts, and then
Yeah.
we have the Oakland A's, which are more than likely in first for most strikeouts. So
Yeah.
just depending on just based on his matchups, I would be looking at Andrew Heaney and also John Gray. John Gray also has those same matchups. Both of them being on the Texas Rangers. I would be looking at those guys.
Yeah.
Um, and both of those guys aren't highly rostered, so they're more than likely available in your leagues. Earlier I had mentioned Brandon Paddock. Paddock
Uh-huh.
is also available for two pitches or two games this week, and he's going to be pitching against Miami and San Francisco. I don't view those teams as like big power threats or anything like that.
Threatening.
Yeah, yeah. So I would
Yeah.
I would be fine with rolling him out there with Brandon Paddock
Okay.
and John Gray and Andrew Heaney. Those are probably going to be the guys that are most available. There'll probably be a couple of more, but those
Mm-hmm.
are probably the most availables. I just don't see any other guys that kind of pique my interest because of how they've been playing or who their matchups are. Like I don't know. I really don't know. A lot of these matchups kind of scare me. Like I think Eric Lauer is a good pitcher, but he's going up against the Dodgers first, and then he's going up
Yeah.
against the Royals. So like I like the second
Yeah.
matchup, but I don't like the first one. And
You
then
can take
like
a gamble though.
yeah, but I don't know, man. I would rather if I'm gonna gamble, I'm gonna put my money on Andrew Heaney, John Gray, and Brandon Paddock. Those are my guys who are more than likely available in
Gotcha.
your leagues. If yeah, yeah, those are the guys I'm looking at. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I also
Yeah.
Tanner Beebe, he's gonna be pitching twice. Tanner Beebe is gonna be pitching twice. So if he's still out there, I would go grab him.
I. s-
I don't
You
know.
know what's crazy? I did. You did mention BB, and he's not that. He's not a owned by a lot of people. So he's out there. I mean, you might want to get him. He's pitching against. Sorry, he's pitched Cleveland, and then you have Seattle, right?
No,
No, wait.
it's gonna be Detroit and the Angels. Now
Detroit and okay,
yeah,
I
so
see
the
it.
only thing that probably be kind of like is the Angels, because they've been hitting lately. They've been scoring runs lately.
Yeah,
Yeah, so but I mean Tanner Beebe is a highly touted prospect, so I would roll the dice on them anyways. The
yeah.
Angels don't worry me that much.
You know what's crazy, dude? I just want to say it. We've been having technical difficulties right now with my freaking internet, and it's cutting off and coming back in. So like if we miss your question, we don't mean to not answer you correctly or anything. It's just I feel like I'm missing a lot of things because my internet's really jacked up right now. Hopefully, it's not messing the show up. We are on live. We're doing the show for Will and Chavi, which they're on vacation. They will be back. But if there's something out there that we don't know, we'll answer it for you. And if we don't know it, we'll give it to Will and Chavi because they're on it. But it's just I don't know, man. I don't know what happened with my internet, dude. It sucks. Can you hear me though? Am I good right now? You have everything on your mouth, man.
If you can see me eating, bro, why you gonna do that to me? Asking me questions.
I gotta do
Um,
that, man. I gotta put you
I
on
can
there.
hear, I can hear, I can hear you just
I'm not gonna
fine, bro.
continue. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave this slide on here because I think the camera is what's making it slower. So I just want to go ahead and say that we did want to talk about the Bryce Harper coming back. He went 0 for 4 the first night, but then he came back the next day and he played lights out. And this guy can play, dude. You can tell the difference on the Phillies when this man's on the starting lineup because if he's on the starting lineup and he gets on base, he's ready to have it. And if you have him on your roster and you don't know he's out of the IL because he did come, 159 days after Tommy John surgery. Usually it's longer than that to come back. This man's already playing. He has like a brace on his arm. He doesn't care. He just wants to play baseball, dude. And I think we missed talking about because we talked about Jacob Degrom, but he's back. And if you don't have him out of your IL, make sure you put him on your roster because that's a big time player right now, and you might be missing points. Oh, I think Will is on here, dude, and Will, man, hopefully we're doing good, man, because my internet's not doing all that great. So Tony's taking care of all that stuff. He's doing a good job. I can still hear him, but then mine is cutting off, and the camera gets stuck, and all that bunch of stuff. But yeah, that the Bryce Harper, he's doing great. Who else, man? Do you have anybody else that you
Yeah.
want to mention?
Well, Bryce Harper is. I mean, if you drafted him anywhere in your league, doesn't matter which. More than likely, it was like after the fifth or sixth. Great job, man. I wish I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go Bryce Harper right now, round three, because he's literally gonna be your. I was just talking about Degrom being your guy that's gonna win you your league when healthy.
Yeah,
Bryce Harper is normally healthy, and
yeah.
him coming back this early, everybody was expecting something towards after the All Star break, but he's back so soon that it is insane,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show that the type of player he is, mentally, physically, everything. He's just well rounded. Like you mentioned, the team is just different with him on there, and
Oh yeah.
that's just the type of player he is. He expects people to play better, and everybody wants to play better for him.
Yeah.
When he's
Yeah.
on when he's out there. So it's definitely good for baseball. Not good for people that are going to be facing him because you were expecting him months from now, and now you got to deal with it, and you're just like kicking yourself. At least I am, I'm kicking myself for not thinking, get this guy round six, round five, just do it. That
You know what's crazy,
that
dude? It should
that
have
that
been a sign. It should have been a sign when he got hit in the face and he came back the same. I mean, in 2 days and started playing baseball. It should have been a sign like
yeah,
this guy's trying to try to beat Tommy John and try to beat all the dates and try to come back and
yeah,
play some baseball because this man loves the game. He likes being out there, and he's just one of those players that you're just like,
yeah,
wow.
and
Will just said Jared Callen, and this guy is hitting 4, 15 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, OBP 363, slugging 598, OPS 961. This man with
oof,
7 home runs,
my
31
goodness,
hits. So this man is. Uh, I didn't pick him up either, and he's one of those players that I wish I did, but
yeah. But
it's one of
you
those
weren't
things that I.
Yeah, but you weren't the only one, you know. Ev- uh, Kelnick for the past what season? Last season
Yeah,
they brought him up too, and he's just was not good,
he's on it.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So,
good.
but now he's definitely turned a page. He's definitely seen the ball better, obviously, and
Yeah,
the hype was real. Everybody that was on the train last year, but not everybody produces right away, and it's good to see that Kelnick
yeah.
is now at the level where a lot of players, not players, but like where Seattle thought he was gonna be. Um, he's
Yeah, because
producing,
last year he only played like 54 games. His
but it was
batting average
bad.
wasn't all that great, so it was
No,
really bad, and it was kind of one of those things that like, am I going to take a chance on this guy? But
exactly.
whoever did, it's benefiting from it, and he is playing good baseball. So why not? I don't think he's available anywhere. I think he's taken all over the place, and I don't think you're going to be able to pick him up because
No, he's not available.
nah, he's not available at all, man.
No way.
He shouldn't. I mean, he
Maybe
shouldn't be. If
in the
he is,
beginning of the season, he probably was available, like
yeah,
first and second week. After
yeah,
that, it was like because he's been on a roll.
yeah. All right. Well, anybody else, dude? Before we move on to the next, and the next is more news, not fantasy related. It's more of the rivalry week, or the so-called rivalry week that they want to talk about because do you feel like the Padres and Dodgers are like a huge rivalry where they're making it to be like, oh, I gotta watch this. I gotta make it to my house because I want to see this game, or I gotta go to the stadium and
Yeah.
feel this. And I don't know. What do you think about this, man? I know we're both wearing LA hats today. I haven't worn my LA hats on a show in a long time, but I got to make it a point that I'm wearing my LA hat. I am a Dodger fan. I know I wear other hats to represent the MLB, but today I'm wearing the LA hat. But yeah, man, what do you think?
Um. Honestly, I think this is the new rivalry. Um.
Is it?
I think so, man. I think we're just the dinosaurs now. I think
Who
me.
us?
Yeah, dude. We grew up in the era of Giants versus Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know, and so that rivalry is always gonna be there. But honestly, for the new age or just the way it's playing out right now, it's definitely Dodgers versus the Padres in that division. That Do you honestly feel like the Giants are are our biggest threat in the division?
No, it just feels great always beating them. It feels great. Like it feels great to like have that rivalry, dude. It was just not too long ago when they had 107 wins and we had 106. We matched up in the playoffs. We played them in the playoffs, and the Dodgers came on
Hmm.
top of on that series. So for someone to say like, oh, the Padres are the new Dodgers rivalry, it's kind of like, okay, what have the Padres done? They've had so many talent in that team for them to now show up and now start kind of like, and I'm gonna say it, they start bitching about, oh, we won the NLDS last year, we did this. I'm like, dude, you haven't done anything though from that. Yeah, you beat us in the playoffs last year. Finally, you beat us in the playoffs. Finally, you decided to come and show up and play. Like you had this team already put together to do this for so long, and you finally did it. And now you want to be talking crap about it and telling all these Dodger fans the greatest rivalry ever? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
No.
No, it doesn't work
Oh,
that way.
whoa,
It
whoa,
doesn't
whoa,
work that
whoa.
way. That's what they're
I
saying, though. This is what they're saying. This is what the
no.
this is what the media is saying. This is what the Padre fans are saying, and a lot of Dodger fans are like, "Wait, no, no,
Nah.
don't, I'm not
I
falling into this trap. No,
I
I'm not,
I wasn't aware of this.
dude."
That's
Okay,
what a
so
lot
this
of
is
Dodger fans are saying. I
no,
I
not
I
Dodger fans, not Dodger fans, Padre fans. Padre fans are the ones that are saying
no,
this.
no.
They're saying that this is the greatest rivalry this weekend. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, no, it's not that way.
Well, that
Work that easy. Not easy. That's what I'm trying
yeah,
to
that's
say.
yeah. Well, I was kind of agreeing with you.
Yeah.
A lot of Dodger fans are like, wait, you guys are our biggest rivals, like the greatest
No.
rival we've ever had. Like you said, you definitely got to go seasons and not just one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I but I would say that they are our biggest threat in the division, definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Definitely, definitely. I can't take that away from them. You
But our
can't.
greatest rival, no, not even
No,
close, not even
no. It's
close.
not. It's not.
No,
It's not. And that's
Dodgers
what
have
kind of.
won. Real quick, Dodgers have won the division. What, like 12 out of the last 14 years or something like that?
I don't know, man. I'm.
Does
It's
that
just.
sound
It's just.
crazy? Does that sound
It
crazy?
does.
But I know they won it like maybe 8 years in a row.
The Dodgers.
Yeah.
No, the division they've won. Well, they snapped it with the Giants, but they've gone to the playoffs nine straight, 10 straight
Oh,
seasons in a
there
row.
you go. That's probably what I
Yeah,
meant to say. You know,
yeah.
that we've
So,
been
so,
there.
so
Uh,
even if they decide to say like, okay, we're gonna be the biggest rival, then be the biggest rival. But like, come on, okay, we have another question, and it's the Matt Dog, Matt Dud. Okay, would you guys trade a Rosarena and the Sclafani for Darvish and C's? Oh, I
Fuck
don't know.
yes.
You would?
Me. Hold on, Matt. Who do you
Yeah,
have, Matt? If you
yeah,
can explain who do you have, then I can probably agree.
yeah.
If
Because we need to see who's the winner and who's the loser on this one, right? If you
exactly,
have the right guys, yeah. So,
if you're getting Darvish and Cease, I would fucking go for it because Cease is the best player out of this whole um this group, you know. And Darvish is good too, man. I don't care what.
no, Darvish is good. He's pitching tonight, dude, and he's
Yeah,
good. He's not. I have no problem with him.
but
Um,
you know what?
there we go.
Rosarina has been really good. Um, Descafani, I have Judge Springer and Acuna. Right, but who do you have out of that trade that you're trying to do, Matt? If you can explain who do you have, like say I have blah blah blah, and I
Yeah,
will get blah blah blah.
yeah.
That way, I can disagree or agree with you, because
Okay, so Tony,
I
let me ask you this. Since we're talking about Dylan Cease has a high ERA right now, though. It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Like, to be honest, it's a 14 team league. Yeah, but you're not dropping anybody, so it doesn't worry me. Randy and Descafani. I will probably go for it. Depending on who you have in your outfield. You said you had Acuna, huh?
Yeah, he has Acuna, he has Judge and Springer, dude. I think
Yeah.
you know what? I agree with you. I think I would trade him too because you
Yeah.
have
I
Judge.
will.
Judge is going to come back. He's on a 10-day IL. He's going to come back. Springer's with a explosive offense out in Toronto. And Acuna, man, I know he keeps getting little injuries here and there, but this man can play ball right now. And I think
Yeah.
he's out to prove something this year. He's going to be
Hmm.
an MVP. So, like, if I were you, I
If
would
not the
do this
best
trade.
player in baseball.
It's not, but you know,
But
like
no, but I'm saying like if he's not the MVP, but he's gonna be like the best player in the league
oh yeah, in
probably,
the
dude.
league, yeah, 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 yeah. And Rosarena, like he, even though he's with the Rays, there's too much young talent there right now that it's kind of not defined yet. There's too early in the season for the record that they have in Tampa Bay to kind of see like, okay, Rosarena's good. No, no, don't get me wrong, he's really good.
He's a
Uh,
starter too.
he's a starter too, so he's fine. But Dylan Cease, I don't know about the ERA though.
Former Cy Young winner, bro. Former Cy
Former
Young
Cy
winner.
Young. Former
He
Cy Young. So
and
what are you gonna tell him? Are you gonna give him advice to trade him? Go for it.
I will probably do it. Me personally, just because of the way my play style is, I would definitely prefer having Darvish and Cease in my lineup than Descafani. So
Gotcha.
Darvish, see, look, when you think about it this way,
Yeah.
Darvish and Arozarena are like even. You know what I mean? You can trade those players one on one. So now you're looking at Cease for Descafani.
and they're not
Descafani,
matched.
huh?
That's
I
not
would.
matched.
Who would you rather have from that group, Carlos,
Dylan,
or that
yeah,
Dylan
Dylan Cease,
Cease,
dude,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
so so I would say yes. I would say go for it. Now, Dylan Cease, uh, the knock on him is right now is that his ERA isn't great, but I honestly feel like the White Sox are gonna get better, dude.
They
People are,
have to though because they have
and
a
they
lot of star
always
power in that team. A lot of star
exactly
power.
do
Too much.
Giolito, Lynn,
Yeah,
and then we were just talking about Eloy Jimenez being the most added player.
true.
Luis Roberts is out there. He's still good.
Yeah. Hey,
They're not.
before I continue, Tony, I just want before we continue this next question, if you're out there, you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, help us out. Like we do have a lot of fantasy
Give me
and
one quick second. I'll
MLB
be right back.
news. Yeah, go for it. And if you haven't hit that like, make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe. So that kind of helps us out to bring these shows. We have two guys that come on Friday. This is their show is Will and Willpower and Shavi the commish. That they were out today and they asked to come in, but we're trying to fill in everything. And if you have more questions, go ahead and put them on here, and we'll answer your questions once he comes back. Which relief pitcher are worth adding? There's a lot of relief pitchers out there. What? How many teams are in your fantasy? If you can put it on here, and we'll answer your question as we go. Um, Before I continue, but Dylan Cease, yeah, Dylan Cease is with the White Sox. They're not doing all that great with the White Sox. The White Sox are not playing well, but we did talk about it last show that this team is looking kind of not where they have a team captain. Maybe I'm wrong, but if they find that team captain with the White Sox to get that going, you do have the reliever coming back that had cancer, Liam Hendricks, and he is one of those guys that could put this team back together. So he's cancer free now, and he's going to be ready to go pretty soon. So I think he's going to be one of those players that could take a big time effect on this team and could help them get back into that first place in the Central. Let's go move on to
Well,
Tony.
just to go off of
Can you answer
what
this question?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I would say geez, I forget his name.
it's a 10-team fantasy. He has it on here.
10 team. Oh, 10 team fantasy. Then there
Yeah,
might be a bunch of relievers on because on our 10 team fantasy, relievers aren't nothing.
no,
Relievers are trash.
yeah,
So unless you have one of the top five relievers, you really don't need
yeah,
one in our league.
yeah,
So it really depends on what's available.
yeah,
Um, but just based on what's going on right now, I would say that there's this one pitcher that I kind of been looking at who
yeah,
has been. Give me a second though. Let me
yeah.
just.
No, for it. And bear with us. We're our life. It's just our internet's kind of choppy right now, and we're trying to answer all the questions. We have questions on the side, and we're trying to get that through. But it's just our internet or my internet kind of sucks, and that's I've never dealt with internet issues. Now we're getting all these questions, like it decides to like take a poop on us or take a poop on me. So look, I'm gonna put Matt. You mind if I call you Matt because I see Matt right there. So my best pitchers are Kershaw, Kirby, Peralta, May Cabrera, Hunter, Brown, Hill, Tanja Bradley, and Bryce Miller. Wow. And you said it's a 14 team. Damn. How'd you get?
Hold on, hold on. Let
How'd you
me
get?
read that real quick.
Yeah, go
The
for it.
the
Go for
last.
it. Go for it.
Actually, let me go back to that last guy who was talking about relief pitchers, right?
Oh, the reliever, Slayer,
Yeah.
Slayer.
So
Yeah,
so
let's
yeah.
answer
So
his question, and
I,
we'll go
I
back to you.
yeah. So Slayer, me personally, I'm not really sure what's going on or what your relief situation is. Because on a 10 team league, there really should be a lot of available, but I think his name is Jason Adams or John Adams. I forget, but he's with Tampa, and Tampa's always switching their relievers. And lately, he's been getting a lot of the saves. So Jason Adams, and I saw a video from Pitching Ninja. Do you know who Pitching Ninja is? Carlos, do you know who Pitching Ninja is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, Pinchy
Yeah.
Ninja just came
Yeah, I know
out
who he is.
with he came out with a video about Jason Adams, and dude, his stuff looks filthy. So if he's out there, I wouldn't even be looking at Lang. I probably wouldn't even be looking at Cano. Cano is really good though, but I would go Adams, King, Cano. Those would be my three top relievers right now because
Okay.
they and in that order: Adams, King, Cano,
Gotcha.
and Cano would be my lowest one, just because he's probably third in that closer depth chart with
Yeah.
Baltimore. And then King will be my number two because he is the number two closer in New York. But Adams, I would probably go Adams just because again, um, the the Rays are always switching up their relief pitching. So definitely Adams. Who did I say? It was Adams. It
You said
was
Adams, Cano.
King,
No, you got said Adams.
Adams,
Mhm.
King, and Cano. Those
Yeah.
will be my top three pitchers right now in the relief position. No,
Uh,
James. I think his name is James. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
James Adams.
I think it's James Adams
James,
with he plays for the Rays though. He plays for the Rays. Let me look it up.
James Adams. I don't think it's James Adams,
It's
dude.
James. It's
I
James.
can't find him. It's
No, no, no.
James.
It's James.
Okay.
James Adams. It is. Oh no,
Okay.
Jason. Jason.
It's Jason. Okay. For sure, it's Jason.
Cheers,
Jason,
guys.
right?
Yes, Jason Adams with the Rays. Let's go to the next
Jason
question.
Adams.
Sorry about
Jason
that,
Adams
Slayer.
with the Rays. Hopefully that answered your question, Slayer. Like I said, we have internet issues right now. Like I can't pull anything up right now. It is Jason Adams. Let's go back to the to Matt's question over here. Um, uh, Slayer, if you can hit that subscribe and hit that like, we'll really appreciate it. But Jason Adams is that pitcher that Tony Snap is talking about. Matt, let's go back to his question. He said he's oh, let me go back to the question of I think he was with the trade, right? He had this is his pitching right now. He has my best pitchers are Kershaw, Kirby, Peralta, me. Yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see. I just did. Nice, man.
Oh
Thank you, Slayer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking out,
Thank you, sir.
Slayer.
Yeah. Let's go back to that question, Matt. My best pitchers are Kershaw, Kirby, Peralta, Maker, Hunter Brown, Hilton,
Probably.
Bradley, Brown. Yeah.
I would
And
just like,
this is the Darvish one. This is the Darvish, the trade.
yeah, the Darvish trade.
Yeah.
Pitchers, I would still try to add. I would try to add Cease because Kershaw, he's doing really
His
good
back.
now,
But his back.
but his back issue.
Yeah.
Kirby is not really up there. Peralta kind of is doing good.
He is.
May is doing okay. Hunter Brown is doing really good. Cabrera's not that great. I would do it, bro. I would do it because you said you had Acuna and Judge, so you're not lacking in the outfield. You're
No.
not. So
No.
so and dude, you might be able to pick up Duran,
Oh,
who I
that's
was
true.
just talking about. To fill in that gap for who
Rosarena.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I would definitely go out there and probably accept, bro. Because to be honest, Kershaw and Kirby and Peralta being your 1, 2, 3 guy, think about it this way: you're gonna have Cease, Kershaw, Darvish. Doesn't that sound really good? While
Yeah,
you
it does.
also have Judge and Acuna in your outfield,
And
do it, bro.
you have Judge coming back from the 10-day
I
IL.
I I,
So
I know it
you
sucks because
he's gonna come back pretty well.
it kind of sucks because sometimes and this sometimes makes it really hard for people to trade, because you're like, I'm not gonna have when a player is hurt or something like that, it kind of like deteriorates you, like, oh, should I not, but just listening just you having Acuna, he's gonna back you up, bro. And then Judge, I don't feel like he's gonna be out too long.
No.
I would do it, man. I would do it, Matt. Um,
Yeah.
you can come back on here and be like, Tony was
Yeah.
wrong, you know. But I think you're gonna do good. I think you're gonna do good, and I think you're gonna build up
But if
your.
he is right, but if he is right, you can come back and you say thank you.
Thank you. Exactly. More than likely, I'm gonna be right,
Right?
bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having
Ooh.
Cease, see, because honestly, a lot of people are low on Cease and saying like, oh, it's gonna be a bad year. He's not gonna produce that Cy Young. He's not. But is he gonna be? Is he gonna be good? Yes. Is he still high strikeout? That's the thing about fantasy baseball. What you're looking for in pitchers is strikeout rate. And if he's still producing 6 to 8 to 9 strikeouts, bro, you're losing out because eventually he's gonna start finding the zone. Right now, that's what it is. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he's serving up cookies. He's putting them down the middle." He's good. Don't you think he knows that? He
Yeah.
knows that. Eventually,
Yeah.
he's gonna find the zone. He's gonna be able to put it right outside the strike zone, and there's gonna be way more whiffs. You know, me personally, I would jump on it. I would jump on it, Matt. I would jump on it. I don't know what
Yeah.
else to say. I would prefer Cease, and it was Cease and Darvish. I would definitely prefer that than a Arena and what was it, Descafani, who you probably picked up off the waiver wire. Really, bro? Do it.
Yeah. Matt just said y'all cool as hell. Appreciate y'all. Had to sub only people that talk to subs constantly. Dude, thank you, man. We appreciate that. This is the thing. Our show is about communicating with the fans and communicating with like we're fans just like everybody here. We're just decided to be like, hey, let's go on live. Let's do this. We do this every Friday. We do this every Monday. And we talk baseball. This is what we do. We love baseball. And if it's fantasy too, like why not? And if you have any more questions, go ahead and do it. Like we try to give you as much as we can. Like and there's been people like even in our league, we just counted the number of people that were on league that just became our friends and they're part of our league now. It's like 4 or 5 of them now, and it's just growing and growing. And it's just going to get to a point where we're going to have to create our own little website so we can get our fantasy thing going. That would be really cool. But like thank you for that. That's really appreciated. We do have Javi and we do have Will that are not available today, but they come on Fridays and they give this show and they go on live. All our shows are live because we're baseball heads and we're not scared to like say, hey, like let's talk baseball, let's talk about this player, let's talk about this, and this is what it's all about: talking baseball, talking fantasy baseball. This is all the time, man. So thank you guys for subscribing and liking the video, man. We really appreciate it, and it's fun. What teams do you guys go for? I'll just go ahead and put that on there and see what,
yeah,
what teams you guys go for. We have people that go for the White Sox, for the Mets, the
yeah.
Yankees. It's different. The Angels. Of course, we have LA hats today because they're playing the Padres, and we were just talking about I guess the rivalry week, which is it a rivalry or is it the new rivalry type thing? But fantasy is always going to come first if you ask the questions. And this man right here loves to trade. So you
Oh
talk
yeah.
to the perfect person right now
Do it,
on
bro.
trades.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Because honestly, I don't care what type of division you play in.
Yeah,
Pitching is key to winning a division.
it is.
And Dylan Cease and you Darvish just makes the most sense out of this trade because of a Rosarina and Descafani. More than
Yeah,
likely, you picked him off the waiver. I seriously doubt in a 10-team league you picked up Descafani. Um,
yeah.
so do it, man. Do it
Do it,
before
do
that
it,
guy
do it.
cancels the trade or something. Just hit that approve.
Hey, I just canceled a trade today. I
I
don't
know.
know if
Don't
Kevin.
tell
I
him
don't
why though.
know.
Wasn't
Oh no,
me.
no, no.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't
I
you.
didn't.
No, it wasn't you.
I didn't say nothing.
Dude, we reached that point though. We already over the hour mark. We do get on here on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Damn, I think I got it wrong. We'll put it on there. You can follow us on Instagram as well. We'll put the times. It's just I don't the times change sometimes because we're busy with work and all that stuff. On Mondays we get on at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. That one's kind of more set, but I know the Friday shows are a little bit changing, but it's good. Will is here, Chavi's here, Tony. We need to try to get you more on here for sure. We have a lot of baseball guys
I'm
on this
down,
show, and
bro.
that's what it's all about. We like to talk baseball. We like the questions all the time, especially getting us off guard. That's really good. That's good for the show. That way you guys can test us and be like, hey, these guys know their baseball. So that's really good to hear. Like we're baseball nerds, huh, Tony? Pretty much.
I, I would say so. I'm more, but like it really depends, like because
Yeah,
like
no, it's
Javi, I would say like not Javi, Will is like really deep into like dynasty, like he
analytical
always
stuff.
he's all like he's
Yeah.
always talking to me about like players that I never even heard of. He's like, what do you think about this player? And I'm like, who? I never heard
Who?
of that fool.
Yeah. So he knows them. He
So
knows them, which is
he,
really
he
good.
knows, yeah, but like we all have our niche, we're all our geek, and we all have our little focus. I'm really into like points. Javi's into like roto.
Yeah.
Will's into like dynasty,
Yeah.
and Carlos into like history. So
I'm more
it,
into
it's a
the
good
history,
combination.
like all that stuff,
Everybody's like
man.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
works out.
Same people hate me because I constantly send trades that get accepted. This is the right man right here. This is the
Yeah,
right man, Matt. This guy loves sending trades, dude. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We do have a real what do you call it? Twitter. We have all these things going on. Every social media. Look for us on Real Talk Baseball. We have 6, 7 guys on the show, and we're just growing. We want to make this a network where we have baseball all day.
yeah.
So
I
that's the thing. That's the dream.
Yeah, I love the interaction. Matt, if you got any more buddies that need questions answered, just like, share, and comment, and we'll do our best. You too, Slayer. You have any other? Oh, hold on. He
He
does
has
have a
another
question.
question right here. Let's go.
This is
This is
my
my
pitching lineup: Senga, Hunter Green, Josiah Gray,
Josiah
Edward
Gray.
Cabrera, Peralta, and Strider. Should I drop any of them for Descafani?
Ah, this
Maybe Edward Cabrera. If I would have to do anything, it would be Edward Cabrera. All right. If you feel comfortable with that, it, that's who I would drop if I was looking at that. I would drop Edward Cabrera for Descafani. You don't have to do that because Edward Cabrera has that high pedigree. He was a former prospect. He's on the Marlins, who are who have recently shown that they know what they're doing with their pitching prospects. So if you feel like he's the guy to hold on to, yes. But if you feel like you got to move on from one of these players, I would say it would be Edward Cabrera and then pick up the Scafani. But
Let's get
it's a toss
Stefani's
up,
three
bro.
and one, dude, and he has a 2.2 ERA, dude.
It's a
He's
toss up though. Edward
it is a
Cabrera
toss
has
up.
been he's been struggling with his location lately. So you know, it's up to you,
Yeah,
man. But if I had to drop anybody, I would say Edward Cabrera.
Eric Cabrera. What about
Yeah,
Josiah Gray? He's playing. I mean,
He, him too. Yeah, either
yeah,
one of those two, Josiah
because
Gray or Edward Cabrera.
that's who I would pick only because I feel like the Nationals are
Dude,
not.
I gotta go. I gotta
They're
like.
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Give me a minute.
Um.
Give me a minute, or go.
Well, I'm up. Yeah, I'll wait for you. I'll wait. Oh, let me go ahead and do it, guys. This is it. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video and follow us on the other social medias. Thank you for your questions, but we gotta log off. We went over the hour mark. And if you want to have any more questions answered, you can hit us up on our Yahoo email, which is Real Talk Baseball at yahoo.com. And we do have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we do have Facebook, we do have Twitter, and we're trying to get on Spotify, but the Spotify thing is kind of weird right now, so we're trying to get there going. Thank you, Slayer, and thank you, Matt. Like, I really appreciate that. Um, oh, thanks for the info. Look for the next stream. Yes, thank you. We'll have more information for you guys, and if you have questions, like I said, put them on there, and we'll go ahead and put them here. We'll answer them, and we'll try to make you win your league because this is what it's all about. We're trying to make everybody win their league and have everybody come back to this. So, Tony, any last mentions before we log off, man?
I don't know, man. It's
We're
kind of
good.
tough right now, you know.
It's too early in the
It,
season, but we'll have
it's too
more, right?
early. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I would say it just on the last question.
yeah,
It would definitely be a toss up between Josiah Gray and Edward Cabrera. I would
gotcha.
probably prefer Discafani out of either one of those two.
Exactly. I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. All right,
Um.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's it,
All right.
man. Next week, everybody that joined us this today, man, awesome. Thank you for all the questions. Really appreciate it. Makes the podcast and the live stream so much better. You know, the interaction, just it's fun. So
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
is. It's really fun. Even though I had trouble with internet, my bad. My
Next
bad.
time, bro, we'll
Next
get them.
time I have to fix it. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Tony Snap, Real Talk Baseball, signing out.